So today this class we are going to see about, just a minute, I'll share the screen first. The screen is visible to you? The screen is visible, ma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to see about the economic operation of the power system. Okay, the main aim of the economic operation is to supply the needed demand from the available generators. Say for example, suppose you are having a generator like this, like generator 1, and this is generator 2. Like that you are having many generators. All these generators are connected to a bus, and then it is supplied to a load. Is supplied to a load. So load means we have a demand, right, called PD, and this is a load. We have a demand for this, and this is the bus bar, and suppose this is the demand generated at generator 1, and this is the demand power generated at generator 1, and this is the power generated at generator 2. So these two are the generators. It's generating the power to meet this demand PD. So to meet this demand, these two generators are generating. And one more thing we need to understand this: these two generators has its own minimum and maximum capacity. So what is that minimum and maximum? Say for example, this PG1 need to operate between the PG min, PG1 min to PG1 max. Why it is? Maximum is okay, that is nothing but the rated current or the rated power. What is this minimum? Why? Because it is not feasible to operate the generator below the certain minimum limit. If you are operating below the certain limit, what will happen is, again if you want to start that generator, it will consume more cost to start this generator. So it is always better to operate any generator within this range of minimum and maximum. Same like that, this PG2 also need to operate between the PG2 min to PG2 max. So this is some constraint. With this constraints means what? Limitation or subject to. With this limitation or subject operation, I need to supply the power of the needed. This is the needed one. So this is the needed demand of power. This needed of power I need to produce or generate with this available of generator, with subject to this limitation. I know these are all the some limitations I have. In this limitation or in this constraints, I need to generate the power such a way that I am I am meeting the, or I am coping with the demand required by the consumers or anywhere. So this is, and one more thing, this is the usual things happening, but I need to operate this generator within this range and this range with aim of reducing the cost, or with the aim of optimized cost. Say for example, if this generator 1 has a demand of as the maximum limit of say for example 1 megawatts, this is the maximum, and minimum is 0.2 megawatts, and this has 0.1 megawatt, and it can operate up to 2 megawatt. If that is the case, if the demand is 1.5 megawatt, if the demand is 1.5 megawatt, this generator is as its own efficient, and this generator is as its own efficient. So for example, the cost produced the cost of this is very less, but it will give up to the demand of 1 megawatt. Then I can turn on this generator 1 for 1 megawatt, and then the rest of this 0.5 megawatt I will open this generator to, so that it is economic. If you are not doing that, instead of that, if you are doing only operating this generator 2, then what happen, the demand will be satisfied, but the cost is too high, because I already mentioned that this generator 2, if this generator 2 cost is very high, then that is not the economic way. So we need to have a clear idea which generator we are going to turn on to meet this demand within the constraints limit, and also the minimization of the cost. So if it is only 2 generator and the load is very constant, no problem. If the load is varying very frequently, or the load demand is not that much known to you or the utility, then finding out this optimization of or economic operation of this power system is very, very difficult. So in this module we are going to deal with all this type of problems, and this is called as economic operation problems, or we can call this as the power flow problem, economic dispatch problem. We can call this as the economic dispatch problem. So to understand this ideas or this economic operation, we need to understand the input output curve for the power unit, input output curve as well as the heat rate curve. These two things are very, very important if you are doing something on the economic operation of the power system. So first we will look about the input output curve. The first thing we are going to understand about the input output curve. So this input output curve is between this x-axis is nothing but the power generated, and then this y-axis is nothing but so this is mega kilocalories per hour, mega kilocalories per hour, that is the energy we given to the system to produce this power. So this is the energy we given, this is the power. Otherwise the same, this y-axis can be given as rupees per hour. So how much cost we have spent to produce this much of power. So this is the curve. This curve we already know that each of these generators should operate between the minimum and maximum limit. So I will have 2 points here. I'll write the 2 points. One, let it be a minimum. This is the minimum, and then if this is the maximum, this is the minimum and this is the maximum, and the line will draw like this. So this is the point, or this is the curve we will get of the point, and this is nothing but this point, and this point is nothing but your PG min, and this is PG max. So we need to operate this generator within the limit of this point as well as this point. If you are operating in this 2 point, then we can tell that this constraint is satisfied. This constraint is satisfied. This is for a particular one generator or ith generator. Like this, we need to take the curve for all other generators, and we need to find out which point is the optimum point, at which point this power should produce during a particular time with respect to different time. It will change. It is not like the morning maybe you can turn on this generator, and at night you can minimize this production of the generator, but it's purely depend upon your problem statement given to you. But we need to understand this is the curve we need to operate the generator between the limit of this minimum and maximum. So this is called input output curve. And one more curve we need to think is, we need to know is heat rate curve. So next curve is heat rate curve. So I'll write here. So next curve we need to understand is heat rate curve. So the heat rate curve is between, here also it is Pg only, that is the power generated, and here it is heat rate. This is heat rate, or H, we can call this as a H. And here this unit is mega kilocalories per megawatt hour. So this is the unit for this. Here how much heat we are producing, and if I am speaking anything about this economic operation, I am only speaking on the thermal power plant. I am not going to speak about the nuclear or hydro, because in nuclear or hydro it is not going to, those are all the base power plant, or in hydro it is different. We are not spending anything because the water is available in nature, so we are not spending anything in the hydro. In nuclear it is a base power plant, every time it should be turned on, or we can give the base load from the nuclear power plant. So I am not going to speak anything about the hydro and nuclear. We are speaking only about the thermal. Of this economic operations, only we are speaking about the thermal power plant. If that is the case, then we need to think about the heat rate with respect to this heat rate, how this power is generated, we need to think. If you plot a curve, this is a curve look like this. This is a curve look like this. So this is the curve we are getting. This curve is get from practical observation of the thermal power plant. So we can't able to tell why this is curve like this. This is the practical observation given in the literature. So if you are practically seeing, this curve is look like this, and further this curve can be taken in three form. This curve, it's nothing but it is the heat of the power generated of ith generator. Power produced in the ith generator can be given in through three way. At the first part is I am taking the decrement part. So this is called decrement, and this may be so up to this also decrement only. So up to this is decrement, and I will take this as the constant, and this is increment or linear increment. This is the linear increment part. I will write here. So first thing I am taking the decrement part. Decreasing component and constant component, and then linear increment. Linear increment. So what is this decreasing component? Is nothing but this is again PGI, and this is, I will take this as Y1, and decreasing is, it will decreasing from year to year, and I will call this as A. So this is the decrement part I have taken from this part. This part is taken here, and then constant part is nothing but something here. This is the constant part. Again this is PGI, let it be I for any, and this will be Y2, and I call this as B. And then third is linear increment part, something from year to year it is going linear, I will call this as C, and again this is PGI, and this is nothing but Y3. So we splitted this practical observation curve of this heat rate curve into three parts. That is, one is the decrement, and one is the constant, and third one is the linear part. Altogether, if you put and get the equation for this heat rate curve, I will get H PGI is nothing but Y1 plus Y2 plus y3. So I will get this as the equation. If you add all these three, then you will get the value. And then the same thing is nothing but here you can see that this this curve I will call, if this is A and this A is decreasing with respect to this Pig. So the y1 I will write like this. So y1 is nothing but A divided by Pgi. Respectively, if you see this y2 is not depend upon your it's not what depending on this Pig. So I will write directly as B. And if you see this C, this YC is what increasing, or it is like it is directly multiplying this PG. So I will write this C into PGI. So I got the value of y1, y2 and y3. Just I am applying this y1, y2, y3 in the heat rate curve equation. So H PGI is equal to A divided by Pgi plus B is constant, so it's not depend upon the Pg, so constant I will directly, and C is C into Pgi. So with this pattern of this curve, we got the equation of this heat rate curve equation. Otherwise I will call this equation as still with multiplying with this what power generated, I can write, I'll take next. Up to this it is okay? Up to this it is okay? These are all going need to be used in your solving your problem. So how we got this equation? Any doubt up to this? Please tell me, any doubt? Students, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Up to this, any doubt?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Now one more component I am adding here. Like this, nothing but input energy rate. This input energy rate is nothing but F of Pgi, and this F of Pgi can be taken by multiplying this heat rate change, that is nothing but H of Pgi multiply with energy, the power generated of this ith generator. If you multiply this 2, then I will get input energy rate. Previously what rate I have got? I have got the heat rate curve. From this heat rate curve, if you multiply the energy or energy generated, I will get input energy rate. So I can write this input energy rate F of Pgi is nothing but A plus B Pgi plus C Pgi square. How we got this? How we got this? We know that H of Pgi is nothing but A divided by Pgi plus B plus C into Pgi, and if you multiply this with Pgi, I will get F Pgi, correct? If you multiply this, I will get this. Okay, any doubt up to this? Any doubt, ma? Okay, so we have understand what is H equation. Let it be equation 1 and this is equation 2. So we know how equation 1 and equation 2 is got. Next we need to think about cost. Why we are doing these things and all? Because we need to understand how to run our generators to meet the demand as well as to satisfy this constraint, minimum and maximum constraint. So to understand this, we need to know about the heat rate and the input energy rate as well as cost equation also. Mathematically we need to model, then only we can come up with some solution, right? Next we need to think about cost. So how to mathematically model the cost? The cost can be represented by CPGI is nothing but a constant k. K is nothing but the amount the amount needed to run the generator. The amount needed to run the generator is nothing but k is nothing but the cost. If you multiply this cost with this FPGI, that is nothing but the input rate, input energy rate multiplied by this cost, then I will get the cost equation. So how to do that? So cost CPGI is nothing but the multiplication of k and take all the equations inside. So it is nothing but a plus BGI PBGI plus CPGI the whole square. So if you take this, you will get, and the unit for this is nothing but rupees per hour. The unit of this is nothing but rupees per hour. Okay, and if you take the unit for this is, unit is very important. The unit for this is nothing but mega kilocalories per hour. Mega, this is k, mega kilocalories per hour. This is the unit for this. And what is the unit of this h? The unit of this h is nothing but this is also again mega calories per megawatt hour. Here this is mega kilocalories per hour and this is rupees per hour. So we got equation 1, equation 2, and this is nothing but equation 3. Equation 3. Okay, so this equation in the form of quadratic equation. You need to think it is in the form of quadratic equation. In question, in examination, you may ask the question like this: find out the cost using the quadratic function equation. Then you need to use this equation. Otherwise, there is a one more method called incremental cost method. That is IC. In incremental cost method also we can find out the same thing, all these components. But for to get that incremental cost, we need to differentiate this cost with respect to PG. So one more component I am adding here is nothing but, I will write here only. So we need to find out the incremental cost, IC. In short, they will call IC. To get this incremental cost value, we need to differentiate this equation, cost equation, that is nothing but differentiate equation 3 with respect to PGI. So incremental cost is nothing but differentiate this equation 3 with respect to PGI, then it will come like this: IC is equal to differentiate of the BC PGI with respect to PGI. Then you will get, so if you differentiate this, omit this constant k for everyone, so the remaining part will be A is also constant, and if I differentiate this B PGI, I will get only B, so I will write this B plus, here also one PGI is there, so it is power 2, so power 2 means 2C PGI, I will get this. So this is nothing but equation number 4 called incremental cost. Using this incremental cost also, I can able to find out the cost of different generators. So this is nothing but equation number 4. In short, I can write IC is nothing but B plus 2C PGI. These are also same. This is also nothing but equation 4 only. Any doubt up to this? We got 4 equations and we know what are all the values of these 4 different equations. Any doubt up to this? So what I am telling is, if you want to find out the cost of any given any given generators for the power system, then if you know the variable constant, these are all the constant A, B, C, means what is the rate of change of cost. This will be given, this A, B, C will be given in the question. Only thing is you need to find out the demand which is needed for us, and then just put what is the minimum and maximum value of the PGI. Height means for any given generator. Maybe for a station there may be a 5 generators also, or 6 generators also. Which generators value you need, which generator cost value you need, put that value in this I. Then if you solve this, you will get this value. Don't worry, this ABC is the constant. We are not going to solve that. It is given by it will be given in the question. Okay. Otherwise, if you differentiate this cost equation with respect to PGI, then the remaining thing will be IC. If you don't want to do this differentiate, then just put this equation number 4, that is nothing but just get the value of B and then C. You don't confuse with this C inside the incremental cost, and then this C. This C is different and this C is different. This C is the constant. This is also constant. This is also a constant. You don't confuse with this C and this. This both are different, totally different. That you need to take care. Okay. So to understand this concept, let me solve one small problem. So this is the problem given to you. We need to find out the values of C, PG, and also we need to find out the heat rate and fuel cost when the generator is rotating at the speed of or it is operating at the rated value, 25% of the rated value and 50% of the rated value, and then 100% of the rated value. And then we need to find out the incremental cost, and also we need to find out which method is best, or both are same or not. We know how to find out using the quadratic form, and also we know how to use the incremental form. So they are asking the approximate cost and the cost using quadratic. Approximate cost is nothing but just we seen this incremental cost. So how to find out the cost using this incremental? Otherwise, how to find out the cost using the quadratic equation? They are telling us to find in the both value, both method, and then we need to conclude that both are same. So this is the D, and C is nothing but incremental cost. Where is incremental cost? Again, incremental cost they are given for the total maximum. So the maximum rate is 100%. For this maximum we need to find, and here C, this is not the maximum because the rated value is 100 only, but we are operating this in 101. So here we need to find out the incremental cost for 100, and then we need to find out the value for 101 year. And then heat rate is given here. This is the heat rate, and then cost is nothing but using this. So let's check one by one. Let me try to solve one by one. First I am taking the cost. Otherwise I will change this question. Instead of finding cost, let's check all the H, PG as well as F, PG as well as and CPG. Let's find all these three. Okay, let me find all these three for the given question. Okay, so these are all the need to find the values, but before that we need to understand what is the question they are given. So the heat rate they are given. These are all the heat rate. The heat rate of a 100 megawatt fuel fired generator means this is the rated. Rated of this generator is nothing but 100 megawatt. So this generator is rated up to 100 megawatt. If this 100 megawatts is running at 25% of the rated thing, how much heat I am producing is 10 kilocalories per megawatt hour. So this is the heat I am producing if this generator is running at 25% of the rating. And then same motor, if it is running at 40% of the rated, then the heat is produced is this much heat I need to produce, then only I can run this generator. And if it is running in 100%, then I need to give again this 10 kilocalories per megawatt hour. So these are all the things they have given. From this, what input we are taken is, what are the input we are taken is, say for example, if you are solving the A, you solve the A, from the question they are given at 25% rating, the generator is 25 megawatt. So the generator is producing 25 megawatt of power, and then its heat Pg of this heat is nothing but 10 kilocalories per megawatt hour. So this is what I have concluded from this. And then the same motor, if it is running at 40% of the rating, the Pg value is nothing but, so 40% of the 100 is nothing but 40 megawatt. So these are all the things I am taking from the question. So from this question I have got Pg value, and as well as I got HPG value. So this first one is we are solved, the HPG value we are solving from this, and HPG during this time will be 9 kilocalories per megawatt hour. And then the same motor, if it is running in 100% of the rating, the Pg is nothing but 100 megawatt, and HPG is nothing but, again it is 10 kilocalories per megawatt hour. So I have find out the HPG value at different ratings. So at different ratings I have find out this one. Next thing is I need to find out ABC value. Okay, the next, please write down this before I am changing the slide. Please write down this question first. Change this A to find HPG, to find FPG, and to find CPG. And all B, C, D are same. We are going to find out B, C, D questions are same, only A is changed. We are not going to find out only CPG, but we are going to, but obviously to find out the CPG we need HPG and FPG also. So to understand, make you very clear, I have written like this. Any doubt up to this? How I got these values? Any doubt? HPG value I got. This is nothing but the heat produced when, if it is 25, if Pg is 25 megawatt, then the HPG is nothing but 10 kilocalories per megawatt hour. That is given in the question itself. These three things are given in the question itself. From question I have taken this. Any doubt? Have you written this question? Okay. Next thing is I need to find out the ABC value. Why? Without knowing ABC value I can't able to find out the cost, or even F of PG I can't able to find out. So first thing I want to find out is ABC value. So to find out ABC, still I am continuing the question number A only. To find ABC, we know what is the equation. We know the equation that HPG is nothing but A divided by PG plus B plus C into PG. Have you recall this equation? How we got? From the graph. We know that from the graph can be divided into three parts. One is the decrement, one is the constant, and one is the linear increment. And this A is directly, I mean inversely proportional to this Pg, so I have taken that, and this C is directly proportional to B, so I have taken. So this is the nothing but heat equation. So from this heat equation, from the question, for 25%, how much heat it is producing? Someone tell me how much heat it is producing for 25%. I am trying to write this equation here from this given. So how much it is producing, ma, for 25%? Tell me. Please respond me. It is 10, right? So 10 is equal to A divided by, and how much, what is the Pg for this 25%? What is the Pg for 25%? It is 25 megawatt, right? It is 25 megawatt, and then it is 25 plus B plus C into, again here also it is 25, and I will call this as equation 1. Same thing for 40%, heat produced is 9, and it is nothing but A divided by 40 plus B plus C into 40. I will make this as equation 2, and then for 100%, the heat produced is 10 is equal to A divided by 100 plus B plus C into 100. So this is equation 3. Okay, by taking these three equation, and if you try to solve using any calculator or anything, you will get A is equal to 111.11, B is equal to 4.4, and then C is equal to 0.0444. So this is the value we will get after solving 1, 2 and 3. After solving these three equation, I will get A value, B value and C value. Just put it in the calculator or anywhere, we will get this value. So now I got A, B, C value. What else I need to find out? The next thing I need to find out is HPG. So HPG is nothing but A bar PG plus B plus C PG. So I don't know what is the actual PG they are asking. They are given the question that if it is running in 25%, they are telling like if it is running in 25%, and if it is 40, and if it is 100. So in generalized, put any value for this PG and then apply this ABC. So what is A value here? A value is 111.11 divided by this PG plus B is 4.4 plus C is 0.044 into PG. So for any given PG, you can find out what is the heat rate. Other words, what is the heat required to produce the power for a given generator. So this is the, so only one generator we have taken. So how much heat you need to produce for producing any given PG, for any given PG, how much heat you need to produce? By solving this equation I can able to find out. So the first part is done. Any doubt up to this? The first part of the question is in A is done. And then to find out, I will write here. Next I need to find out FPG. What is the equation of FPG? Tell me someone. What is the equation for FPG? Soon, tell me. A plus Tell me. A plus B into Pg plus C into Pg square, correct? So this is for F. So I can write Fpg is equal to 111.11 plus 4.4 Pg plus C is 0.0444 and Pg square. So if you want to know the input energy rate for any given Pg, if you are solving this equation, I can able to find out this. Clear? So second part of A is done, and the last one is cost. So cost CPG is nothing but, in question you can see that in question they are given ₹2 per mega kilocalories. So what is K here? Given K is equal to 2. So we all know that K multiplication of A plus BPG plus C into Pg square. So this is the equation, right? So if that is the case, then Pg into 2 into 111.11 plus 4.44 Pg plus 0.0444 Pg square. Otherwise the same thing I can write like this: Pg is equal to 222.22 plus 8.88 Pg plus, and if you multiply this, then you will get 0.0888 Pg square. So this is the cost. Any doubt up to this? So what we done is, we have find out all these three value in the A1. So we have solved this. Any doubt in this? If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Any questions or any doubt up to this? Next, what they are asking, we need to find out the heat rate. Heat rate is nothing but F of this 25, 50 and 100, and then fuel cost is nothing but C of this 25%, 50% and 100%. Clear? So how to do that? So I will take B here. So I am going to solve B. So B at 25% rating. What is PG? PG is nothing but 25 megawatts at 25 megawatt at 25% rating. And then if I take at 40% rating, my PG is nothing but 40 megawatt, and at 100% rating, PG is nothing but 100 megawatt. So these things are known to us. Now if you solve this equation, first we need to find out the F for 25. F for 25 is nothing but for 25% or 25 megawatt. I need to find out the rate of changing, right? Or we need to find out the input energy rate. So input energy rate of 25% or 25 megawatt. So what is the equation of energy? So it is nothing but C equal to A plus B PGI plus C PGI whole square. So if you solve that, already I have solved that, so apply the A, B and then PG. PG is nothing but 25 and then C value is nothing but, altogether if you put, we will get 250 mega kilo calories per hour. So this is for F at 25, and then we need to find out C at 25. So we all know that C is nothing but multiply the cost with this F2, so I will get this. So I will take this F25 multiplication of 2, that is nothing but 250 into 2, so it's nothing but 500 rupees per hour. Okay. Similarly, if you find out for 40, then F40, and then we need to find out for C40, and then here we need to find out for F100, and then we need to find out for C100. So F100, if you solve the same equation, you will get the value of, sorry, F40 will get 360 mega kilo calories per hour, and then cost you will get 720 rupees. 720 rupees per hour, and then for 100 we will get 1000 mega kilocalories per hour, and then cost you will get 2000 because multiplication of 2, so it is 2000 rupees per hour. So that's all. We got B, we got B also. Let's go for C. So what is the C question? Incremental cost. So what is incremental cost? What is the equation for incremental cost? Anyone recall? So incremental cost is nothing but IC is nothing but the differentiation of the cost equation with respect to PG. So differentiation of this cost equation with respect to PG, right? So what is the final equation we got? That is nothing but B2CPG. So this equation, if you are solving, then we will get that, right? So if you solve that, we will get, so B is nothing but 8.889 plus 2 into 0.0889 into PG. Okay, and then if you solve, we'll get finally 8.889 plus 0.1778 PG rupees per megawatt hour. So this is nothing but incremental cost. So incremental cost in general they are taking IC is equal to this value. So next final thing is D. So we need to find out cost using two methods. One is quadratic method and one more is the approximate method. Let me check how to do that. So finally we come up with D. So at rating 100, first we need to find out for rating at 101 rating. Before seeing this 101, we need to find out what is for 100. So 100%, at 100%, this is the thing we need to do for 101, but at 100% what is the rating is, PG is nothing but 100 megawatt. So during this 100 megawatt, my IC incremental cost, so with this incremental cost, how much value I will get? I will apply just here 100. I will just apply 100 here and I will get the incremental cost. So if that is the case, I will put 8.889 plus 0.1778 into 100. I will get around 26.667 rupees per megawatt hour. I will get this value for 100. Okay, now approximate cost at 101 megawatt. So I'll go for a traditional method, that is high value. So high value is nothing but C100. So C100, what is the equation? IC100 and then multiply with change of PG. What is IC100 value? What is the IC100 value, ma? IC100 value is nothing but, by solving the equation, 2000 plus 26.667 into change in, what is the change in demand? What is change in demand? So 101 minus 100. So this is the change in demand, that is nothing but 1. So if you solve this, you will get 2026.67 rupees per hour. This is nothing but traditional way of solving the IC. So this is a traditional method we will use. And the same thing if you are doing for the quadratic equation, approximation equation, this is using this is by using this method. I just applied the B and then I put the change in delta P and then normal 2 multiplied with 2 and C, just applied this and I got this equation, this one I got, and then I am going for the quadratic approach. So the quadratic approach will be C, directly I will go C101, directly I am taking C101. Here what I did, I first find out for the 100 and then I have multiplied or I have added or multiplied with the change in delta. So after doing this, I got this value, and then this is the traditional quadratic method. Here I am just applying the normal equation as we already followed. So if I applied that, then A is 222.22 plus B is nothing but 8.889 with PG. PG is here 101. So this is the PG plus C is nothing but 0.0889 and PG is 101. If I solve this, I will get 2026.75 rupees per hour. So this is second method. So this is method I have taken by this quadratic equation from the equation 3. So this is equation 4. So I will write like this. From equation 4 and this is from equation 3. So if you compare these two, this is more or less same, only point after point some very less values variation is there, otherwise both are same. So conclusion is, instead of finding this big equation by solving the equation 3, we can use equation 4 only to solve or to find out the cost. So that is the conclusion they want us to understand from the question number D. So in the question number D, you need to mention that, so it is better to use equation 4, or you can tell that from equation 4 as well as from equation 3 we are getting equal values. If you are concluding that, then one extra point will be added to your marks. Okay, so that's all about the basic idea about the curves, energy curves as well as heat rate curve as well as input output curve. So we need to always try to minimize this cost. We need to minimize this cost. How we are going to minimize that? In upcoming class we are going to see how to minimize. So we understand how to calculate the cost, how to calculate the heat rate, and how to find out all this basic idea we got from this first problem. So this is called performance curve. So we know how the system is performing and how to find out the heat, how to find out the fuel cost, and which is the best method to find out the cost, or whether both are same. So everything we have solved from this It may look like big question, but very basic ideas. We will get all the basic ideas from this problem. So if you have any doubt, we will discuss now. So that's all about today class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.